This has been going on for a while. The cockroach party, you know, the CJP. This has been going on for a while. I remember when it first started, everyone was talking to me about it. And apparently, somebody went on a fast. And I didn't know that the movie Three Idiots was based off a real character. I didn't know. My wife was talking about that. And she's like, oh, you know, the person that the movie Three Idiots was based off. I'm like, I didn't know it was based off a real character. But apparently, after 13 days, everyone's talking about how he's fasting. And I'm a firm believer that people only fast for themselves, like especially if they're gonna do it on a display, like Gandhi, for instance. They're doing it for themselves because they want all the acolytes of doing something. Oh, look at this person, what he's doing for this community. It's all about them. It's not about the actual community. That's honestly how I feel about it. And here, this guy, what was it? Fuksuk Wengluk. That was it on Three Idiots. His name was Fuksuk Wengluk on Three Idiots. The fact that I remember that, I've seen that movie way too many times. I love that film. I love that film. But yeah, Fuksuk Wengluk apparently is fasting.
Friends, you must remember the CJP protest. The same one for which Abhijit Dipke came to India from the US. His demand was that Dharmendra Pradhan resign because many papers had been leaked during his tenure. And recently, when the NEET paper was leaked, some students even took their own lives in grief. So in a way, Abhijit Dipke's demand is justified. Now, many people may say that Abhijit Dipke has his own political reasons for protesting, that he's a supporter of the Aam Aadmi Party, and so on. And that may be true. But the demands of the protest he organized were valid. That's why I was supporting that protest. But friends, you probably know that whenever there's a protest in India, cartoons from all over the place get added, diminishing the value of the protest. And obviously, people are already sitting online to highlight how useless this protest is, and nothing came of it. For example, people highlighted that the CJP has 20 million followers on Instagram, but not even 23,000, 30,000 people could come on the ground. And the people who did come were just passersby with no actual knowledge of anything. Where's Prashant Rana from?
Yeah, it was a more of an entertaining thing to watch. It was just an entertaining thing to watch. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. A lot of people will go to those kinds of things and just kind of see the, what is it? When there's an accident on the side of the road. So in the United States of America, if there's like an accident on the side of the highway, the cars could be off the road completely. But there will be traffic on the streets. Why? Because everyone's slowing down to look at the accident. Everyone's slowing down to see the car crash. Even though it's not going to affect their lives personally, everyone wants to see the car crash. That's why people watch like reality TV, which is all fake, by the way, and they'll go to like see protests where the riots will start, because there's something about watching something burn that is just not enjoyable, but it's like real life entertainment. It's real life entertainment. The fact that this kind of nonsense happens in real life.
From Uttar Pradesh. Sir, this Indian Constitution, he said, isn't it a supreme expression? Constitution aside. Yes, there is a Constitution. These are some of my articles which I've written. Look at this Constitution. What kind of Constitution is it? It's a Constitution. Dude.
You read anything in it according to your own whim?
There's no need to bring a copy to bring the Constitution. Just show the same articles of the Constitution once. What are the articles written in it? The 19 that should be there are all...
In the film, it was Fuksuk Wengdu. Oh, Wengdu. A real person is Sonam Wangchuk, but his Sonam guy is just another Greta Thunberg. Oh, okay. Of course. But the thing is, Greta Thunberg can't get famous because she was a child at the time when she did that "how dare you" nonsense, which, of course, it was a child that knew nothing, grew up in a lavish lifestyle, and was able to capitalize on the fact, again, those who have money can easily make more money. It's become a grift for her. But with the people who are already rich and wealthy and already got, it's like, no. You're just performing.
Written. How many articles are there in the Constitution? Everything is written. How many articles are there? Now tell me where it says yes. Sir, I can't show you things right now. How did that copy of the Constitution become first? Tell me more and ask some more. These are real cockroaches, and cockroaches are Janata Party supporters. Look at this. He said, sit down, he said, loudly 2 or 3 times. Then in a tune, sit down, sit down, sit down. And then the public thought, hey, our leader has given a new slogan. Look, enthusiasm has spread among the people. They're saying that they should get a free trial. Khalidji has been wronged. He should get a trial.
No, you're right. But is it right to give a try to international elements?
Do you think Omar Khalid is an anti-national element? Friends, if I were to tell you my point of view, I think that protest was filled with more content creators than protesters.
Yep.
Many content creators were trying to portray the protest as massive and successful, but they obviously failed.
Because the majority of the people there wouldn't know much of anything. It's kind of like the same exact thing. Well, sure, in the United States of America, when there's a protest, a lot of people go there. Oh, God, there's a huge market. Like, there are people who get paid to protest. There's a huge market to get paid to protest. So there are those. But then there are those content creators who go who know the topics, who have the good talking points. But the thing is, a lot of the protesters don't know exactly what they're talking about, have no clue what they're talking about. So they're just there to add bodies to the crowd, or just shout some, not clickbaity, but some, they're just quoting some viral nonsense. Like, that's always what it is. And they have no real talking points for the actual subjects they're talking about. Because if I was to approach some of them, literally I could beat them in an argument, because I at least have, again, everyone has a bias. Everyone has a bias. But I come at it from my own perspective and how I view the world and my travel around the world. I am able to actually see that kind of stuff and be able to have a voice in those kinds of things. Of course, if the argument goes to something I know nothing about, I'd be honest about it. But a lot of people can't. They pretend to understand things, they pretend to know things, and then refuse to do any knowledge or research themselves. And they just rephrase the talking points. They just re-quote the talking points. And then when someone actually tries to explain something to them, they just constantly re-quote the talking points, or they get angry.
The news coming from there was a huge cringe fest unfolding there. People were doing absurd things, saying anything, and then news came in that Abhijit Dipke's condition had deteriorated within hours. He was now being taken to an air-conditioned car. In my opinion, this was the ultimate insult to these people. Seeing Abhijit Dipke's condition, people said, what kind of protest would this guy even protest? And then, seeing the rest of the cringe that was going on, people said, this protest is just like that. It's just like that. And they didn't give it much importance. Get him in the car, man. Get him in the car. Can you take it further? Hey, man. This guy, who used to take photos like this, has already become a man. Look at his face. Revolution is coming. A revolution is coming, friend. A revolution is coming.
Sit down.
Someone hit him in the face. Seeing the downfall of his protest, Abhijit Dipke thought he had to use a new catchphrase. Otherwise, his protest would die down.
Is it the video in English? Because that's the thing. I never know. Because sometimes let's see.
हो जाएगा and उसी समय CJP
Yep. Like, that's the thing. Sometimes he doesn't speak in English. Sometimes he does.
CJP members came up with a brilliant idea. Why not install a scapegoat and revive their protest in his name? They already had the perfect candidate for this, Sonam Wangchuk. They grabbed him and put him on a hunger strike, saying, look, this guy is on strike for our country and the government isn't doing anything about it.
Again, why would the government care? I don't mean to be that guy, but why? If I go on hunger strike because all the politicians aren't in prison that deserve to be in prison, who is gonna care? It doesn't mean anything. All it is a performative a thing to do so eyes get on me. Honestly, I could probably do that. I could probably make a ton of money. I could probably start this live stream and say that I'm gonna go on hunger strike because the politicians aren't in prison. Until something happens, I will not eat. I'd go live. I'd keep it live. I'd stay here in front of the camera so everyone knows I'm not doing anything. I'd constantly be drinking my soda, let me be honest. But I would do that, and it would all be performative, because guess what? That would make me go viral. That right there. At least when I hit the 40-hour period. When I hit the 40-hour stream period of me probably like asleep because I just have no energy, like in the back right here, I'd just be asleep. I'm probably in my chair. I'd recline my chair. Asleep. And honestly, it'd all be just for the views. It would all be just for the views. It's all performative. There's no real context there. Do I want them incarcerated? Absolutely. But me fasting isn't going to do anything. Isn't going to do a gosh dang thing. And anyone who thinks that them fasting is going to do something to better the cause is lying to themselves. And is doing it only because they have main character syndrome and think that they're more important. They think they're more important when they're not. Again, everyone's a human being. Everyone's here on this earth for a short period of time, and once we're dead and gone, eventually we will be forgotten. We will be forgotten. We'll go like dust in cocoa as soon as everyone who remembers us has forgotten about us. It's crazy. It's freaking crazy. Like, again, I like Gandhi's known for doing his fast to bring light to, like, no, Gandhi did it for himself. Because who's known primarily for that? Gandhi's remembered for his fasting. Nobody, well, at least most foreigners don't remember what he was fasting for. They know that he fasted. They know that he fasted. Nobody cares about what for. It was all performative, all to make his name known.
Which is true. But friends, they've already made fun of him 10 times more than the government has ever made fun of him. On one side, Sonam Wangchuk is on a hunger strike, and on the other side, CJP members are stuffing food in front of him. And friends, I'm not just saying this out of thin air. Sonam Wangchuk himself has noticed and addressed this. And when he saw that he felt like he was being harassed, he tried to motivate people, saying, you guys should also go on a hunger strike. It will only benefit you. Watch this video to see what you guys are doing. You're stuffing yourself with food here. I find that a little sad. I want you to also fast for at least one day. When you come here, fast for at least one day in our sympathy and support. And as much as possible, at least don't have to give lunch to those who generously provide food here. You can eat in the evening, but if you want to, please do so. You have the option to fast for a day in solidarity or not, but if you do, you'll reap immense benefits. If you don't, you'll continue to grow fat and get sick and die faster than those who are fasting.
I don't think that's scientifically accurate. Of course, this is a dubbing, so who knows?
Take advantage of autophysiology, take advantage of ketosis, fast for at least a day with us, along with the other students, young men and women who are sitting here. You too should fast for at least a day. Fast for a day. It will be beneficial for you. I've been telling everyone, if you can't come here, do it in your city, your village, your home, and send a video saying, I'm fasting for a day in support of this CJP movement.
Okay, I'm saying it. I'm fasting for a day. As soon as I cut off the stream, I'm going to go get food. I'm going to go get food. You're basically telling people just to do a performative video and not have to actually act upon it.
I'm fasting. I'm doing it. I'm not saying that you'll only benefit from it. Don't say that. It's okay. I feel that the only person who's serious about this protest is Sonam Wangchuk. And besides him, everyone else there is just there to party. Sonam Wangchuk, sir, was caught in the crosshairs of such people last time when he was saying in a protest that we should remain non-violent. Yet people disobeyed him and resorted to violence, leading to Sonam Wangchuk, sir's imprisonment. That this time I suspect the CJB will only relent until he is killed. They have already started creating an atmosphere of a man who is about to die because of the government, And now they are just waiting for him to die and use his death for their political campaigns. Sir has already announced a hunger strike, so what else can he do? Because he is already on a hunger strike. 1 month is impossible. Obviously, he will die. The moral truth is that he will die. Professor J.D. Agarwal died. Today is Sonam Sir's 7th birthday, and he just underwent a medical checkup which revealed that he has lost over 5 kilograms. His blood pressure is steadily decreasing, and his sugar levels are also decreasing. So I request the government to please take action against Dharmendra Pradhan. Sonam Sir says that he will continue the hunger strike until the government takes action against Dharmendra Pradhan. Friends, you may not agree with me, or you may feel offended. Why? But friends, I believe that Sonam Wangchuk should not waste his time and life by going on a hunger strike there. First of all, the government has already washed its hands of this matter. The investigation into...
The thing is like, do they have valid concerns? Absolutely. Absolutely. It starts off, like most things always start off with some kind of valid concern. Like most movements all are created because something happened that led people to want to band together to create something. The problem is most of the time the movements get co-opted by other organizations or other movements, and then it completely loses what it was originally for. Are there politicians in India that deserve to get tried for some of their criminalities? Absolutely. Same could be said about any other nation in the world. They deserve to get in prison. But the thing is, fasting is not going to do anything. If anything, it'll bring light to it. Sure. Maybe. But what will primarily bring light to it is constantly talking about it. Like, I don't think him fasting is going to do anything but become a martyr, and more content for creators. More content for creators. Because the content creators are there literally talking about it, literally talking about his health deteriorating, and it's going to be the government's fault because his health is deteriorating. How is it the government's fault? Like, in the end, sure, the government should do its job. But sad part is, governments are there to keep themselves safe, not their people. It's very backwards. It's very backwards, because it always reminds me of like watching V for Vendetta growing up, and it's like the line where government should be people shouldn't be afraid of their governments. Governments should be afraid of their people. But it's gotten to the point where governments don't care about their people. Why would they be afraid when they have full autonomy, they have full control? And the problem is like so many people get they get stuck on teams that even when someone on their team does something wrong, they don't want their team to lose, so they don't admit their false false actions that their team has done. They're like, nope, I didn't see it. This is all speculation. This is all in speculation. Have we done an inquiry? No, we haven't done an inquiry. This is all just speculation. Instead of actually doing their due diligence and finding out exactly what's going on, what the problem is. They've got to. They've got to.
How the paper leak occurred concluded that the people who set the paper leaked the paper while it was being set and sold it to the coaching institutes, and no NTA official has a direct involvement in this paper leak. So the fabricated story we initially heard about the professor of how paper leaking from a printing press and such has been completely dismissed.
Ajay, you got me some information. Ajit Duval, or NSA, the Dhurandhar film Ajay Sanyal, have a think tank and organization, Vivek, I'm just going to say, Vivekanand International Foundation, VIF. As you had seen in the film, how the past government was not serious about India's future, and security and people. The foundation planned and started a Indian Against Corruption IAC movement to do regime change and get some political players who care about Indian interests to get into power. So in 2014, that's why BJP won and Modi came into power. Modi came into power. Again, yeah. Eventually, there are when people get tired of not being heard, because what that party was primarily in power for. I want to see the emissaries video on like the communist future of India, like the perceived communist future of India, until India decided, you know what, people want to have a state for themselves, let's turn to capitalism. And then they ended up with a more capitalist government, which they have now. And in the past 12 years now, I guess, India has seen more prosperity in the past 12 years than they saw in like 40 years. They saw in like 40, 50 years of like previous governmental structures. So yeah, again, everything is always political. Everything is political, which is actually sad. No one can be like apolitical. I mean, you can be, but at the same time, everything, no matter the entertainment you consume, the things you enjoy, everything has some form of politics baked into it. Always. This movement is very political. It started as just ground for students, but all left parties have joined this, and students are forgotten. Of course, the students are left at the wayside. Movements always get co-opted.
By the CBI. They have stated that the paper leak occurred at the time of setting. It was not leaked at the printing press or during transportation. Oh, so Dharmendra Pradhan will easily defend himself, saying, look, the teachers were sick. As soon as we discovered they had cheated, we canceled the paper and rescheduled it to save the students' futures. So he won't grant you resentence for this. Moreover, the students whose exams were canceled have already taken the re-net exam and moved on in their lives. Now, they're not returning to your protest, and the majority of those people have no interest in your protest. So when no one is interested in this anymore, why are you wasting your time and life on it, Sonam sir?
India needs monarch government, one law for entire India. Yeah. You need, there should be the law, and that's it. That's it. There shouldn't be special cases where, oh, this person's from this religion, so they need this set of rules. This person's from this ethnicity, so they need this set of rules. No, everyone's treated the exact same and equally. and it's the people who put the most effort in are the ones who get further. That's not always the case because some people born into money have more of an opportunity, but everyone should have the same shot. Everyone should have the same potential at the shot. That's just how I've always seen it.
At this point, you should demand that the families of those who lost their lives due to the paper leak receive some compensation. There's no need for you to risk your life by going on a hunger strike for this compensation. Sonam sir, the CJP is simply using you to divert attention, saying, look, this guy is gonna die, this guy is going to die, this guy is gonna die. And under that pretext, they're inviting clowns like Prakash Raj and Kunal Kamra on stage, making them misbehave and ruining their protest. Megiyam and ruining their protest.
They've been doing what they're doing for years, and we've seen that they're simply invoking Sita's husband's name and acting like Nita's husband.
He's wearing a Gandhi shirt.
Now tell me, friends, where did Neetaji and Sitaji's husband come from in the middle of Dharmendra Pradhan and the NEET exam? If you invite these types of people to your protest, the respect of the protest will surely be lost. Their job is to go everywhere and behave like fools. And to be honest, this is what these Kunal Kamra type people know, because this is how these Kunal Kamra type people run their households. Imagine if Sitaji didn't have a husband whose temple would Kunal Kamra and his gang have protested against and get the support of Aishaji's husband's radical followers. And if Neetaji didn't have a husband, how would the punctured son watch their cheap videos? What la heels? And friends, I forgot the most important thing. If Kunal Kamra's mother didn't have a husband, his career would never have started. Anyway, so friends, these were my views on the CJP protest cringe fest. And in the coming times, you will see many videos related to this protest on the internet, because perhaps these people have now started marketing a little better.
Yeah.
The guys who once opened and promoted betting apps, now that those apps have been shut down, are passing their time promoting these things. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you know what I find wrong with all this is that these people haven't taken any responsibility for anything themselves. And now they're guilt-tripping others, saying, look, Sonam Wangchuk is dying and no one is supporting him, so that even though we know these CJP people are staging a drama and are holding Sonam Wangchuk hostage there, we should still support them in the name of Wangchuk. Friends, if you ask me, I fully support Sonam Wangchuk, but my support is a little different. I wish Sonam Wangchuk sir would come to his senses and see the drama going on around him and how he's being exploited. Hashiaki-asa. None of the CJP members have ever gone on a hunger strike themselves, but they've made an old man a scapegoat, saying die on our behalf, and when you die, we'll take advantage of your death because we're the Cockroach Janata Party.
Pretty much.
So that's it for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching this video to the end.
Pretty much. That is exactly what's going on. He's becoming a figurehead. He's just going to be the poster child for everything that's going on. They're going to take advantage of him. Going to completely take advantage of him. It is sad. It is sad. Because it's like, in the end, his fasting is going to do absolutely nothing. Going to do absolutely nothing. And is it tragic what led to everything? Yes. The problem is again, you can always have the best of intentions. Like, you can look at the body positivity movement. You can always have the best of intentions. That was for women whose face had like been burned from acid because she decided not to wear her hijab. So she got burned with acid. So she started promoting like, I'm body positive. I'm happy with who I am. This is who I am. I'm leaning into it. And then what happened? Fat women in America, I'm saying primarily fat women, let's be honest. In America, we're like, you know what? I like this. Let's lean into that. And then a lot of them, those who originally co-opted the body positivity movement, don't exist to this day. They died in like their 30s or like late 20s, early 30s. Some of them might still be alive, or some of them started taking Ozempic. They've leaned into the fact like, you know what? I'm not healthy. I'm not healthy. But a lot of things start with good intentions. The fact that the CJP started with like a bunch of students who wanted to have their voices heard. And then it gets co-opted by people who hate the nation and themselves, and someone who's trying to do something to bring light to it. Well, guess what? He's being used as a victim in order to push something that wasn't originally its intention. That wasn't originally its intention. CJP is having picnic 4 times a meal, playing cricket, singing songs, while one person is put on hunger strike, whereas all this huge daily funding is coming from raising serious concerns. Yeah. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I mean, it would mean something. Like, let's say an entire city or the majority of an entire city went on a hunger strike. Then you could see the nation actually needing to take notice. Because guess what? You're going to have an entire working city, an entire territory about to expire. They're no longer able to go to work and provide to society because they just they can't. They physically can't because they're dying. Their stomachs are ceasing on themselves. Their bodies are eating themselves because your body actually uses muscle. It uses all kinds of other body parts as nourishment to keep you sustained for as long as possible. And then the government would need to take notice. One person, nobody's gonna care. Nobody's gonna care. Scapegoat, absolutely. Absolutely.
You guys got a video? So bad.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Wait, wait on that.